Hey guys, it's Miko from ML Sound Lab, and this is a mix run through of that song I made for ML Drums Gretsch. Okay, first off, I want to make it very clear that this was not meant to be a very serious song. We actually had vocals on this song this time, and yes, it's me singing on this song. The lyrics were made with ChatGPT and were meant to be a joke, so it's nothing too serious, but I did manage to get some kind of a mix going on, and actually so many people were asking for this mix run through, so that's why I'm making it. Okay, let's start by going through the basics. We're using the ML Drums Gretsch Dead Zone Gretsch preset, so we're not doing anything, we're just using the first preset of ML Drums Gretsch. Just go down the list, Dead Zone Gretsch, and that is what we're using. Very basic, very simple. You don't even have to think about it. But we can go through what's going on here. So we have kind of the room track quite loud on the drums here. And if you just want to hear the room, it's almost completely consisting of that room sound for the snare. A very thumpy, epic boom sort of a kick drum. Also very roomy toms, and really it's the default preset for Dead Zone Gretsch. So if you get this ML Drums Gretsch pack, you have this sound. I didn't do anything to this. The real magic behind this is that I actually played these drums. So I'm not sure if you saw the video, but I actually posted a video where I actually track these drums that you're seeing here. So it was 2 takes all together. I paused at around that break, sort of C break part that we have here, and if you really just go in here and zoom in, you can see nothing is actually on grid, because it's me playing the drums. It's not drawn drums, and that's pretty awesome. And if you want to see the dynamics, you can see that I'm pretty much hitting full velocity snare most of the time. But you can see that it's not 100% full snare, and those notes will be lower and stuff like that. So these are all cool things. How about the kick drum? Kick drum is pretty much full on all the time, and this has everything to do with how I have the drums set up. So you can set them to be a little bit more versatile. I seem to be kicking quite hard, and my sensitivity may be a little bit too hard because obviously I'm not hitting full velocity all the time, but hey, that's how I did this thing, and that's what it's all about. Now for the bass, many people many times ask me why I'm not using these virtual bass libraries that are out there. It's honestly a time consuming effort to draw MIDI for me, at least. If you can see this is just 1 take. I played this song in 1 take with the bass, and knowing the song after I actually played the guitars, it took me 3-4 minutes to actually track that bass, and it's real bass. It has all the small nuances that you want to have. You don't have to program it to sound like human because it's a human performance, and that's the main reason I'm not using bass libraries. I think if I would be drawing the bass, it would take me at least an hour to get those bass tracks sounding the way I want them to. If I just track the bass with a precision bass like I did here, first of all, you can get a Squier precision bass for like $100 these days, and it'll sound pretty damn good. So I'm not sure if the value is there for bass libraries, at least for my use case, but hey, you guys seem to be asking me to do one, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Now, like I said, this song really was not a super serious song to begin with, so all the bass processing I have is a Waves CLA2A. That's it. So it's my precision bass into the CLA2A, and that is the entire bass sound. Let's see how much compression or limiting I'm actually doing on this. So very standard practices. Gain reduction goes to around 5 dB max, so I'm not doing a whole lot of compression. I could probably do even more than that, but that was okay in this instance. I'm not sure if you saw the video where I actually played this bass track. I'm not picking that hard on the bass, or at least it doesn't look that way. I'm actually these days paying a lot of attention when I'm playing the bass to more scraping the string rather than being forceful. I find that when I'm being super forceful with the bass, I'm getting these huge peaks in that signal that are super difficult to deal with in mixes. So what I tend to do instead is sort of scrape the string sort of sideways, where you get this. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound. So I'm not picking flat across the string, I'm sort of scraping towards the bridge, and this gives a much more smoother but still an aggressive sound for the pick. And like many times, everything I do in regards to getting a good mix has to do with getting a really good source sound. So as you can see here, all I'm doing for the bass is just compressing, which means that I paid close attention to actually getting a good performance. It's just one take of the song, so I'm not paying that much attention to it, but I'm making sure that the performance is very smooth and even, so I don't have any problems when mixing. That's it. That's how I mix the bass. And for guitars, I'm using ML800, and I'm using the default preset once again, but I'm actually lowering the preamp gain to around 2. Now once again, if you didn't see the video of me actually playing all the instruments for this track, I was using my Gibson Les Paul Custom, which is a 57 historic. It kind of has a high output on it, so I'm using the default preset of ML800, but I'm actually lowering the preamp gain to around 2, which actually helps getting the guitars to be a little bit brighter. Anyways, this is what it sounds like. Kind of sort of your classic rock sound. And once again, everything's done correctly, so I don't really have to mix. There's no mixing on these guitars. I have this sort of layer track for this chorus bit. Same settings. Even though I'm calling this clean, they're the same settings on the amplifier. I'm just picking lighter. And really the magic behind this chorus is these octave guitars that are sort of playing along with each other and the different harmonies. So just have a listen to just these layer tracks of these chorus guitars. And now with the guitars and the bass. So that is really the magic of why that chorus hits so hard and sounds so good. It's actually very simple. Just playing with those harmonies, it's a good kind of composition. Let's see what the clean guitar here sounds like. Again, same amp settings, just playing differently. So that's all there's to it. I'm actually lowering the gain on the ML800. Some people say that it doesn't have enough gain, and I'm lowering the gain to get the sound. So hey, the last thing that has to do with this mix is the vocals. And really I feel like I have to talk about doing vocals in general. Let's start by saying that I don't enjoy making vocals. I don't, you know, being a vocalist and stuff like that. It's something that I was sort of forced into. We had a band way like back. I think I quit all bands around 5 years ago or something. Anyways, we had a band. We used to have a really good vocalist, and it didn't work out. And we were looking for another vocalist for so many years, I think. And we had to do something. So as a problem solver that I am, I stood up and said, I can do some singing. Let's try this out. But I'll be honest, I'm not that proud of the music we made. I mean, I like the songs. I think the riffs are great, but I'm not that big of a fan of my own voice. And really, after doing all these different instruments, playing guitar mainly, obviously I play bass now too, drums, a little bit, synths, keys, all these instruments. I have to say the most difficult part is being the frontman and vocalist. It's just so demanding. Like if you have a really bad guitar tone, you can always get another guitar or a different amp or a cab and pedal or something. You can do stuff with it. If your voice sounds like mine, you're just stuck with your voice. Like that's all you have. This is what you sound like. You can't really do anything to it. And I think the gigs that we played, I was healthy like 1 or 2 times out of all the gigs we did, because whenever we practiced for any of these gigs, I would always have a kind of a sore throat and stuff like that, because the lack of actually having experience of being a vocalist. There are countless news articles about even the biggest bands having vocalists with voice issues, and you know, bands go through surgeries and stuff like that because heavy touring and stuff like that. Anyways, I remember always having to drink a lot of tea on the days that we would actually perform, and I'm not sure if I even did a good job back then, but you have to dedicate yourself to be the guy that everyone is looking at. You have to dedicate your health and being sort of in good shape and stuff like that, while the guitarist can just be wasted. Drummer likely can be quite wasted, and the bass player definitely can be wasted during a gig. But you know, being the vocalist, you kind of have to be the one everyone's looking at, and if you just are making the kind of music that is demanding, it's not fun. Anyways, I'm rambling on. Let's go through these vocals. In a digital world where the pixels meet the sound, there's a revolution, and you hear it all around. Okay, starting with this intro. This is a lo-fi vocal track, and all of these vocals have a low cut first. So this is just taking care of if there are any pops or anything in my singing. So cutting off all that excess low end that has really no information for these vocals. Then I'm compressing heavily with the CLA 76. I can show you how much I do with this because I do a lot. Where the pixels meet the sound, there's a revolution, and you hear it all around. So maybe even the lowest singing parts in there where I'm sort of being throaty like even those are hitting -3 dB of gain reduction. So when I'm singing louder, it can go all the way up to -20 dB as far as gain reduction goes. And I think this plugin works really well for that. Seems like I chose a Greg Wells preset and tweaked from there. But really, that's the main magic that I'm using for this vocal sound. I'm actually using a new microphone. I've always used the SM7B Shure microphone for my vocals, and with that mic I always used some sort of a Pultec EQ to boost the highs. I'm using this vocal mic that I'm using for videos these days, which is a Sony C80. So it's a much brighter microphone, so I didn't actually have to do that at all. And really the main thing with my voice is that I'm, as you can probably tell, I have a quite low voice, and most of the time I'm trying to sing high. So I'm just trying to get rid of all the mud in my voice. Now, this first part, if you didn't notice, was a lo-fi part. So I'm actually using this plugin by Arturia, and this is a delay tape plugin, but I'm actually just using the lo-fi feature of this because I thought it sounded cool. I am using this same plugin for the generic delay of these vocals, so that's the thing. And one last thing is that the day I was actually doing these vocals is the same day when Waves released this new plugin called Silk Vocal or something. So I tried it out. So I'm using this for everything in here. So this is not like a tried and true mixing platform for what I'm doing. I just wanted to try this out, and I think it worked quite well. So you can see, once again, this is also taking rid of that muddy side of my voice. This is the delta, so this is what it's taking away. So that really muddy side of my voice that I really don't want to hear ever. Then I'm doing some sort of effects here. So I'm using a bit crusher. This is just a Cubase plugin, crushing this short bits here. Let me isolate for you. Apart from that big crusher, it's the same settings as on most of these tracks. So again, in a digital world where the pixels meet the sound, there's a revolution, and you hear it all around. Okay, and now going to the sort of first verse. If that was the intro, this is the verse. Well, you'll hear, I'm doing a lot of stuff. There are trees and knobs creating sonic dreams, and the music nerds break free from the mainstream. Okay, going through that. Same signal chain for the vocals, but not using the Arturia plugin for the lo-fi anymore. And also on the global track, I'm using Nectar. I seem to be using a low cut too again, and I'm using Nectar for a pitch harmony thing. So this is sort of your doubling effect. So if you can hear the difference between the first lo-fi track here, very centered, and now it's wide. So you could actually just double that main take, like sing it 3 times and then spread it out, which is what I actually do for the chorus. But you can also do it to sort of add these cool effects, kind of this chorusing effect for the vocals. I think this is sort of an industry standard trick that many people in the grunge era especially use. So Nirvana, I think Dave Grohl still uses this kind of an effect. Then we have the same Arturia plugin, and I'm actually using delay slightly pumping and this kind of a preset, and this is all sort of the reverb and delay that you hear on the vocals is this. There are trees and knobs. So that's the fully wet version of that. Such a cool sounding reverb plugin. I hope I remember what the actual setting was. It was around there. So that is really the signal chain. And apart from that, it's just more takes. As you can see here, when the chorus hits in, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks of me singing that wait. So let's have a listen to what that actually sounds like. On the mainstream, but in this punk rock store, so many plugins to explore. Let your creativity pour. These vocals are terrible, by the way. But the trick that I did here was actually strip all the effects from this part right before the chorus hits. So to sort of emphasize the big sound of the chorus, I'm making the vocals super small sounding right before that hit. So everything is stripped from the end of this line. Birds break free from the mainstream, but wait. It's actually just the main take done 3 times. So 1 is panned dead center, 2 are panned left and right. And this is what it sounds like with just those 3 tracks. In this punk rock store. And then we have There's More, which was just a part of the awesome lyrics. And it's at the same time a cool harmony for that wait word. So and then I'm doing wait as high as I can sing, pretty much, and then a lower octave. So I can hear myself losing my voice there. And if it isn't 100% clear, especially all these backing vocals are heavily tuned to be in pitch. Very important when you're doing multiple layers of vocals that they are on pitch. The main vocal takes, usually if you do heavy pitch correction on them, they start sounding very fake. So I try to keep those main vocal takes quite raw. Let's have a listen to what happens in the second verse. We were the ones breaking through the noise. We're the rebellion. We're the rebellion. A symphony of joys. So that lo-fi, we're the rebellion, is kind of a pitch corrected version of that main take. From the sword guitars to the thump of the bass. And those are fake harmonies. So that is the same take, same main take, but pitch corrected lower to create a harmony. So in a perfect world, I would have actually done those harmonies for real. But because this was just a quick track, I didn't do that. So fake harmony, you can do it that way too. Then we have this kind of ad-libby, over the top, me doing all the tricks that I possibly can on this portion here. Sonic trace, no conforming to the rose with a 5 note. Yeah, that is way over the top. Then we have the same chorus. In this punk rock store, so many plugins to explore. And just to be clear, like I said before, if you didn't notice, all the processing is same for all these vocal tracks. So I'm heavily compressing them to be very squeezed down, and then I can control the vocal volume on the separate tracks and make them fit together. So I tend to just add more tracks and do processing separately rather than do a lot of automation. Just much easier to me personally that way. Now we get into the rap portion of this track. Enjoy. Don't buy into the hype, the industry's facade, or plugins stand tall, it's a testament to the odd. Break these shades of conformity and let your music fly. In this world of zeros and ones, we are the battle cry. Don't buy into the hype, the industry's facade, or plugins stand tall, it's a testament to the odd. Break these shades of conformity and let your music fly. In this world of zeros and ones, we are the battle cry. In this punk rock store. So a lot to unpack with these rapping bits. Really, it's sort of acting. Go back to watching that other video where you can actually see the take when I'm actually tracking this. You can see I'm sort of emotionally trying to be super emotional, which is so weird for me because I'm not at all that emotional in real life. But yeah, it's sort of acting. I'm acting like I'm very, very enthusiastic about this ChatGPT lyric portion bit. And I even have a voice crack somewhere in here, I think.
I'm buying to the hype, the industry's facade. I'm plugging Satol, it's a testament to
the... It's a testament to the yard.
Satol is a testament to the yard.
So yeah, much of that kind of stuff is really just you being sort of a voice actor. I find, which is fun. At least I'm having fun. I hope you guys are too. Now, the most difficult part to sing here is the battle cry bit, and I can be honest. Maybe I'll post you the very first take. This is what it sounded the first time I did it. You're seeing it now.
We're the battle cry.
Okay, and so it was not just one take, and I believe I had to do some pitch correction on this too. But anyways, this is the main scream, and you can see I'm right at that limit where I can actually, I almost can't sing this high. It starts to get distorted. If I go probably a little bit higher, it's just gonna be a full-on scream. So this is what it sounds like.
We are the battle cry.
So you can hear that blip in that sound where I'm definitely using some pitch correction.
We are the battle cry.
There. And I think I did an octave lower for that. That is a high B, by the way, so definitely not something a male can sing out of their chest voice. So it's sort of falsetto with full force type of a thing. And I guess they call it the mix or something like that. So making my falsetto sound like it's not falsetto, sort of, it's complex. Too much to go through in this video. And then...
And once we are the battle cry.
I think I originally had even more harmonies in here.
Once we are the battle cry.
But much like in the first beat where I kind of stripped everything down, I did the same thing here. So for this last chorus to explode, I have to make everything sound as small as possible right before it. So this is once again completely stripped down when I do the we are the before the battle cry.
In this world of zeros and ones, we are the battle cry. In this punk rock store, so many plugins to explore. Let your creativity pour. We are the battle cry. In this punk rock store.
And then I'm finishing the song off with a hippity hop outro.
Plugins to explore. Let your creativity pour. Damn right, son. ML Sound Lab in the building. What? What? You little busters? Time to get some plugins right. Peace.
So hopefully, if it wasn't clear, I'm not being that serious here. So that's pretty much it. That is the entire mix. Have a listen to it full on with me performing everything once again. And remember that ML Drums Gretsch, this is really a promotion for this drum sound. I just used the default preset. This is done the best way in Finland with all the analog gear that we have. And these drum sounds are epic sounding. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please enjoy this amazing song with me performing everything. And see you on the next one. Go get ML Drums Grid now. The intro deal is almost over. Bye bye.
In a digital world where the pixels meet the sound, there's a revolution. I didn't hear it all around. They're twisting knobs, creating beyond. Break these shades of conformity and let your music fly. In this world of zeros and ones, we are the battle cry. Don't buy into the hype, the industry's facade. Unplugging sad all is a testament to the odd. Break these shades of conformity and let your music fly. In this world of zeros and ones, we are the battle cry. In this punk rock store, so many plugins to explore. Let your creativity evolve. We are the battle cry. In this punk rock store, so many plugins to explore. Let your creativity evolve. Damn right, son. ML Sound Lab in the building. What? What? You little bastards? Time to get some plugins right. Peace.